What's good, YouTube? And welcome to by far the most hype set of the year, especially after creator reveals going on pre-sale. Rarity Collection is up over at Gamer's Choice, and before you start shopping with FOMO, I want to break down some reactions real quick. Oh my gosh, I didn't see many Ash Blossoms, an X creator or Y creator in the super rare slot. Guys, there's only 48 super rares pulled per box. It's 2 super rares per pack. 24 packs. You're not going to see the entire 79 card set. My bad, I took another card out. And then add 2 more cards for the altar arts on Eldritch and Nightmare Unicorn. You're not going to see all the super rare slot, ultra rare slots, every single card all the time, because there's also going to be multiples in those slots. And I'm seeing people pull Tour Guide and then a different rarity of Tour Guide. That's going to happen in these packs too. And then double ultimate rare and Tom boxes. They even stated they're going to try to basically make hit lotto packs in some of these, so ratios might be very different box to box, case to case, but overall when you break it down, you're looking at around 4 ultimate rares here per box, as well as 4 collector rares, and I think those will be highly regarded to some degree, especially depending on the card. Also, then you're looking at a 1 in 4 chance of being upgraded to Platinum Secret or Quarter Century. That should mean around 3 of each of those per box. So it's a lot of hit pulls. You can see from the creator pulls that it is. We don't know about short prints yet. It's still too early to take from just these few boxes. This could be shorted here or that, because again, there are so few overall in each rarity slot pulled that it's hard to jumble together and get it right to try to decipher that. We gotta wait for case openings. That being said, EU print is different than NA print, and we have proof of that because the cases are marked made in Belgium for EU print. This is NA print over at Gamer's Choice. You can use code What'sGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly to make these even cheaper. And let's go ahead and see what they have stuff priced at. We're starting with Quarter Century Rarity. I knew Ash Blossom was gonna be high. 300? I was thinking 250 to 300. Baroness is lower though. I thought it would be 150 here on pre-sales. Triple Tactics Talent and Pot of Prosperity both have had that's Starlight rares that were at the 600 to 700 mark, here at 100 for things people will want playsets of, and it only goes down from there. So let's actually start just Quarter Century rare. Best-selling Ash is a top. Okay, maybe people don't think it's that bad. And then we go into Infinite Impermanence. That's pretty good. Forbidden Droplet. They also do have Ultimate Rare OG competitors as well as Ultimate Rare in the set. Effect Veiler, which finally gets a Secret Rare base rarity in here people have looked forward to. And it looks like from here they start to go down very quickly and much more reasonably, including cards you want full playsets on. Like Ghost Bell has a Starlight Rare that was 250 to 300, and here it is at 1/5 the price for Quarter Century Rare. Tour Guide at $30. That's pretty nice considering all the high rarity versions of Tour Guide over the ages continue to get hyped in modern formats. Dragon Link Gap every WCQ season, Striker Dragon in the 30. A lot of this seems like they're starting to try to play the rarity itself versus estimated value pulled. Also keep in mind, EU product costs 1.5x, so a time and a half what the US product is going to cost here. And the ult 150. I was thinking 125. Everything's a little more expensive when it's Ash Blossom, but Gamer's Choice does know it's atop the set, that it will have the max demand for a card, and immediately drops to 50 for any other ultimate rare, including stuff like Dark Law that's going to be super wanted in terms of max rarity. Hero Nibiru, yeah, it's ultimate rare from OTS pack that was ugly, was definitely wanted in mass. Let's go ahead and go back. Best-selling Dengirsu. People want Orcust back. Okay. When we go through here, yeah, things in playsets are highest for the most part. Here's Veiler again, where Ulti on Limb Veiler was still trying to float to 165 or something. And yeah, Ultimate Rare Change of Hearts. That's a nice one. I've seen it. Same with D-Shifter. So stuff in this category are still going to be pulled relatively easy per box, but versus the set list, when you're looking at an already more expensive upped MSRP box, that's $5 per pack times 24 packs. Well, we're going to be looking at only 4 of each, and then the competition, but the estimated value pulled still being there. So my suggestion with this set is, if you gotta have it, do consider the weight of the card versus the rest of the set and then what people might be sleeping on. Like, I haven't seen Lava Golem yet. Let's actually just type in Lava Golem, and this might be a good way to go through the cards that you want to see how they are. Yeah, I think that's mad underestimated. $20, people will want this in doubles to play sets. Ultimate rares at 10s. This is a card that was already on my mind as one of the most underestimated probably coming into this, and that's what you like to see. Dollar super rare, dollar ultra rare, treated the same. Card's gonna be a staple, but again, these will be pretty much bulk-ish, and the secret rares will be harder to pull actually compared to these by a landslide, because there's already only one per box, and they're gonna get eaten into by about 6, so there's only 18 per box. So for regular secret rare, there's not actually the most per even case versus the ultra rares and super rares that will be littered throughout comparatively. Let's go ahead and go back to the main landing page and start to look through collector rare. All right, so they've done the same thing with Ash, a bit too pricey in my opinion, but again, probably the top card of the set, and Gamer's Choice probably did look through that in estimated value pulled in how much they're going to have to open to supply versus what they expect to sell. Let's go back to high, and it looks like the highest stuff is selling the best in collector rare, and a lot of people are hyping up the OCG collector rare and how it looks. So Ash Blossom did get the biggest pop on Twitter. Dimensional Barrier is one that comes back into a lot of formats, so higher rarity Dimensional Barriers are something I would consider. Small World has dedicated Twitters to its combo, but it's been out of the metagame for a bit. Could come back in. D-Shifter, like I said, Ultimate Rare definitely does it for me. And yeah, it looks like they quickly trail off into 20s for even the high rarity one, so Gamer's Choice staying honest in collector and Ultimate Rares as well as quarters. Basically, everything but Ash I find relatively agreeable. Platinum Rare is a hard sell. It's a OCG rarity that didn't really take off here when people had it, but it does look really nice on camera. So I'm wondering how people will adapt. Just because it's harder to pull doesn't mean it will be higher price. And the 6.9 nice Ash does kind of reflect that, being under half the price all the other Ashes. Okay, so that makes a bit of sense on how they're going through the platinum one. And regular secret, this is what I want to see, how they're thinking the top low end of the set will pan out. I think that's too much for Triple Tactics talent, even versus the UR that exists. I think the market's going to flood with quantities of the supers, the ultras, and including the secrets. So I think these three are a bit high, and they get much more reasonable once things are under $10. People will want secret rare staples even if they're settling, but again, I feel like the secret rares, the maximum I think you should pay for any of them is probably under $10 unless there are short prints. Evenly matched 3 secret rares at $15 and then the code, that's pretty nice to see. And a lot of these staples will be cheap for these couple of months as people rarity hunt and bust this open. Think Mavens. Only the super high rarity stuff went up. So I think Ultimate Rare, Collector Rare, as well as underestimated cards and the 25th rarity are what I would be looking at during pre-sales. I think with the lower end of the set, you want to look for things maybe underestimated, but the super rares and ultra rares should be mega cheap, and it does look like they take that approach, although I still think anything in this section should be 8 and under. Same for super, same for secret. Everything should be 8 and under, even if you're estimating for short prints, unless you're just listing mass quantities. And it's nice to see a super rare droplet at $4. Yeah, ultra rare just $1 up, and then they go up a lot more for the secret. And the secrets will be twice as hard to pull, but I don't know that they should be twice as priced considering the looming rest of the set and estimated value pulled is there. So on the low rarity, shop with caution, not with FOMO. Look through what you're actually considering buying and ask yourself, is this underestimated versus the rest of the set? I think Secret Veiler, for example, is something that people probably are really waiting for despite the higher rarities. I think a lot of people want a regular Secret Rare Veiler. Is that underestimated? That's what you have to ask yourself, and let's look up their price. $5? I think that's probably about where it should be, and then you can use the code, but I still think like regular Secret Veiler eventually will be 8, but as this gets mass ripped open, you might find deals under it like $350, right? There's so many good cards in this set that you want to go through your checklist of, okay, this is more bulkish. Like, I want Reasoning. for me, my old 6 Sam days. I can't stop mentioning my win the past few days. So I want reasoning personally, and it's going to be an easy one. I want the ultimate rare, $5 ultimate rare. So yeah, they've gone all the way down to bulk pricing for some of the ones they think is junk. This looks beautiful in the OCG. Can't wait to see it in the NA print. And I'll probably end up biting using my own code on this, even though it could end up lower. And that's to show there's also going to be junk pulls in the higher rarities, even though they're super valued. Think Megaton promos and how the ones not as used right now are going to filter down and out for some time until they get some kind of secondary hype, like Tri-Brigade Revolt. This is going to be one that I wouldn't think would be much, and it's not much, so it would take a meta change, and it's going to be towards the bottom of the set, where reasoning could find like a place in Infernoids coming up. See a little connection there on why I think it's underestimated. But when you're going through, you definitely want to make those decisions. Ooh, the collector rare for that's a lot cheaper than the OCG was. The OCG had this starting out at 35 and the other at 50, and with all the Link 2 hype being able to go back into that might be one to look out for within the set as well. So my overall opinion is that Gamer's Choice, besides Ash Blossom, is meeting expectations on a lot of their pricing, and it's overall pretty good. I would use code WhatsGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly, mainly on higher rarity stuff that you actually lab out and you think will be taking that pull versus this mass rip open and selling, taking away from it. And again, that's going to be mostly the lower end of the set, which is going to be pennies on the dollars, what these cards should be for a couple of months. Sorry to tell you not to buy everything at Gamer's Choice, but you did really good on the top end, way better than I thought it would be for many of those cards. Like, think about Collector Rare Rhoda and how high that it was out of King's Court, and you're putting Quarter Century Rare at 30. I think that's a really pretty good price early out, and it does look like they've very highly considered estimated value pulled on entire cases while going in. Thanks for watching today's video and breakdown. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. I always try to approach with a level head and not lead you out to FOMO, as I said with the lower end of the set. But if you are high rarity hunting, there are definitely things to consider right now.